Mission Nonprofit is a national award-winning community access television show and podcast produced by Thurston Community Media. It is available on iHeartRadio, Apple iTunes, and Spotify, as well as on Xfinity Channel 77 in Thurston County, Washington, on YouTube, and on demand at TCMedia.org. This episode features Family Education and Support Services, an organization offering classes and resources to parents and guardians.
Support for Mission Nonprofit is provided by Thurston Talk.
This program is provided in the public interest by Thurston Community Media. More information at tcmedia.org.
Hello, I'm Robert Cam, your host for Mission Nonprofit. This is a national award-winning program. We just received Best Informational Talk Show Series from the Alliance for Community Media. Today, we have Family Education and Support Services. Joining me is Executive Director Shelley Willis and Community Engagement Director Roger Jones. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting us.
So how long has Family Educational Support Service been around?
We launched in 2000 and we have 3 offices, one in Thurston, Lewis, and Mason counties, and we serve about 16,000 people a year.
And what do you do to serve these 16,000 people? What is your mission?
Our mission is to inspire healthy child development. So we work with any adult who influences kids, and our goals are to make sure every adult has the training, support, and resources necessary to help kids grow up and thrive.
And you're kind of a lifeline to people who are having a hard time being a parent, maybe first-time parents who don't know what they're doing. Also, people who are going through a divorce. Also people that are losing custody of their children to the state.
Yes.
What are some of the things, what are the ways that you help these people out?
Well, our goal is to get to families before there are issues and just help shore them up. And we are also there for families who've been impacted by the trauma of addiction, domestic violence, divorce, or child abuse and neglect. And when families face those barriers, our goal is to help them find the resources, training, and support necessary. So we provide fatherhood classes and motherhood classes and co-parenting classes, classes for parents who are going through the divorce on how to navigate that process with the least amount of trauma as possible. Training for parents who've navigated through domestic violence and how to make it easier on the kid, how to communicate with the child about the transitions that are happening. And when kids are removed from the home because it wasn't safe for whatever reason, we have a program called Parents for Parents, where parents who've been through that system and have reunified are now greeting parents entering the system and guiding them through to reunification. So we're trying to do everything we can to be there when parents need us, or caregivers or grandparents, to help them raise healthy kids.
And we were talking about this before we started taping here, and I found it interesting that those parent, what do you call them, assistants or peers, that they actually get paid.
They do.
To be peers and talk through other parents and help them out. So.
Yeah. They have the unique experience of walking down that path before, and they know the barriers and challenges, and they're the perfect guide to help folks reunify with their kids. So we certainly want to be there for them and help pay them to help others, and as they go off and do more work, they guide more people into helping others. So it's a nice system. We also have a huge program called KINSHIP Support Services. We never before have had this many children now living with grandparents, aunts, uncles, and siblings. About 46,000 children in Washington State are living with a relative caregiver. In fact, for every one kid that's put in foster care, there are 20 in Thurston County that go live with a family member.
Okay, and that's something you don't really hear about as much, because it's like, they're taken care of. They're with a family member. But those family members, they're new to being parents, and they need help.
I mean, you don't plan your retirement thinking you're going to be caring for a relative's child. And so there are some changes, and generationally there are changes. There are car seats now. Some of the grandparents we served didn't use car seats, 30 years ago. And there are different rules about discipline and guidance and leaving kids in cars. And so we help them learn new parenting styles and philosophies and support each other through. I mean, kids didn't go live with grandparents because it was going well. There was some kind of trauma that brought them there.
Right.
And so we help them navigate through that and heal.
Mm-hmm. Because then they have that they have to worry about is missing their parents and whatever circumstances brought them, might have been a traumatic experience, right? Abuse, drug addiction, those kind of things.
We know kids do better when they can live with their family. If that's possible, we definitely want to keep kids at home with their parents, and if that can't happen, then with their family in some other way.
So these classes that you offer, the kinship classes, you also have classes not just for parents, but also for foster parents.
For foster parents, and we have a new podcast called Parental Compass, produced by the famous Bobby Williams. And it provides excellent speakers from all over the world talking about parenting styles, philosophies, approaches, all kinds of topics. It's free. They're about 10 minutes, and you can use them as continuing education for whatever.
Okay, so the Parental Compass is available on your website at, is it familyess.org, right?
Yes,
that's your
thank
website address. Familyess.org, and they can find the Parental Compass there. They can also just search for it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever they get their podcasts, right?
That's true. And on our website, they'll find all kinds of other resources, all of the parenting classes that we offer, many of the support groups, and then each of our offices has a pantry. So if parents are needing diapers or wipes or hygiene items, we have that at each of our offices, and they can come by and pick it up.
And so you have offices, you have one in in Mason County, one in Lewis County, and one in Thurston County.
Exactly.
And the one in Thurston County is down in there in Tumwater by DCYF, is that what it's called?
Yep.
Okay,
It's right,
or upstairs from DCYF, is that right?
DCYF Children's Services is upstairs, and down below is the Community Service Office or Welfare Office, and we are nestled right next door to them. So.
All right, okay, so one-stop shop for all your parenting needs. You can go there and get go through the pantry, find some resources with you guys. Can people just walk into your office anytime?
They can. We also have a library, a lending library. So if parents want books from experts around the world, they can come, or they can come talk with one of our parenting instructors, or just have a cup of coffee.
All right, in these classes, what if the prices are a barrier? Is there a fee for these classes?
Yeah, some of them have fees, but we'll never turn anyone away because of the fees. So we have generous community who helps us subsidize those costs, and a fee should never be in the way.
Okay. So if you are a family member who just got custody of your relative's children, then they should look you up to find out what classes that they might be interested in.
Or if you're a parent that's just having wanting to do better for your child, maybe there was a transition in their life, or they've gone through a developmental stage that you're trying to understand more about, or you want to anticipate what's happening next. We're there.
That's a smart way to go. It's like, what? My kid just became a teenager. What's next, right?
Exactly. They're dating now, or they're going through puberty now, or you know that's about to happen. It's a good time to check in and get some advice.
Okay. Well, you know what? There is a short video that we have that explains a little bit more about your organization. Why don't we take a look at that, and we'll come back and talk more.
Thanks.
Our goal is to help children grow into healthy adults, and healthy adults mean a healthier community.
My life was living on the streets, heroin addict, CPS involved. My kids were removed from my care due to my drug use and my neglect. I heard about the Parent for Parent program while at the Harvest program at BHR in Mason County. I learned how to be a parent in that class, and actually it helped me how to act in normal life,
We're kinship caregivers, and these are the children that we're raising, and we just graduated them from driver's education a couple weeks ago.
No matter what we're going through, we can share the realities of the ups and downs, and always understand each other from that special. It's a kinship between us as well as a kinship care.
When adults are connected and thinking about the health and well-being of youth, then we can grow healthy children who grow into healthy adults, who grow into a healthy workforce, and our community is better off.
The programs that FES has offered me and that I've seen so far has brought change into my life to better myself and to really be a better person for my kids.
So for us to just be able to be there for families, I know has helped make it safer. I know that there are kids who go to bed safer because their parents spent some time with us. And I know that some parents have found hope because they were able to spend time with us.
I learned about family education support services through the Harvest program treatment. PCAPS helps support me, just be there if I need anything, help me with resources, but really just support me feeling that I'm a powerful, strong woman. I'm a good mom. If I hadn't met family education support services, I don't think my kids would be back in my life. I'd still be the same place I was before. Things are way better now. My life is amazing. Every day is a new day. Every day is better. I'm blessed.
I would just encourage people to smile when they see someone in trouble, not be judgmental, volunteer when they can, give, donate, give time, give money, whatever they can give. We all live in this community. We should all contribute.
Welcome back to Mission Nonprofit. Our guest this month is Family Education and Support Services. So, Roger, you are the Community Engagement Director. Tell me about what it's like to bring money in for this organization. How do you do that? What sources of income are there for your organization?
Well, I work directly with our events. We do 3 different events a year for fundraising. We do, coming up is our Cornhole Challenge in August 5th. And it's going to be hosted at Centralia College. We're very excited about that. But we go out and get sponsors, businesses to give us money so that we do have costs to put on our event, even though Centralia College is being very generous to help us with the facility itself. And then the funds we make from these different events help us to do the programs and the classes and help support the agency, as Shelley mentioned earlier. So it's fun to go out and get business support and the community support to help us with our programs and what we do as an agency.
And this is a competition, right? Somebody's going to win this Cornhole Challenge, right? What do they get if they win?
Well, they get an applause, and we usually have some little trophies for them. We're having 3 divisions. We have an adult division, we have a parent-child division, and we have a teen division, because it's a family-oriented, because we are a family organization. So we are gearing up to have 3 different divisions of fun, and so it's a little bit competitive in some areas, but it's just going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to have a band there, and kids activities and food trucks and that type of thing, and so it should be a great fun event. We want people to come out, even if they don't play cornhole, they can come and take advantage of some of the other activities we have going on and help support us in some way as well. We'll do a raffle as well, so there'll be some fun things for that.
So August 5th at Centralia College.
Yes.
Do we have a time?
It'll be in the afternoon.
Okay.
People can come in around noon or 1 o'clock. I think the cornhole tossing will be around 1 o'clock, 1 to 4, but we're going to have activities throughout up until 7 o'clock that night is our plan at this point, because we have a band coming and have a lot of activities happening, so it should be fun. All
right, so that's your kind of fall event or late summer
event? Well, it's our late summer, and then we do a Strengthening Families conference in November. It'll be a virtual conference for the 3rd year that we've been able to do that. And it'll be a 1-day conference for educators, for parents, for people that work with families and kids. They can get credit as well for taking this, because a lot of professions need continuing education credits, so that'll be available to them. But it is an educational conference, but it helps us with the fundraising as well. So we're excited about that and to be doing this. We did it in person in the past, but with COVID, of course, we started virtually, and it's working out great. And we can get speakers from throughout the country, which is great. You get some experts and keynote speakers that, not that we don't have enough in the state of Washington, but we do have people nationally that are experts in their field about families, and they can come and talk and share and just get some great insights for those that participate in the conference.
And is there a fee for this conference?
Yes, there is a fee. Yep. Yeah, we do charge for the conference, but we do, like I said, we do get sponsors, because to get a keynote speaker that's from pretty high up there. There is some expense, so we get sponsors to help to pay for that. But also there is a fee for the conference. I'm not sure what we're going to be charging at this point, but people can look on our website and find it when we pretty soon we'll have that up and running up there as well.
And Shelley, when you said that nobody's turned away for not being able to pay, the same holds true for the conference.
Everything we do.
Okay, all right. So if they can't pay, then you'll figure something out.
Yeah, because we might have somebody from the KINSHIP program that wants a little more information, or we have usually different tracks that people can, a professional track, a parenting track, social worker type of track as well. So people can pick their track that they want to learn from. Mm-hmm. And so, like I said, KINSHIP, we have some funds that we get either from our sponsorships or from other kind of funding that we get to help with to offset the cost for those that maybe can't afford it.
And I know it takes a special kind of person to foster a child, mm-hmm. Right? And it sounds like they have to do this continuing education in order to qualify to be a foster parent. So there's another thing that proves that they're a giving person. They're doing this and they're continuing their education. They're also making those sacrifices to be a foster parent.
I think parenting is probably one of the most challenging and most rewarding things anybody could ever do, no matter who you're parenting, even your neighbor's children. Mm-hmm. And it's been a tough couple of years for families with COVID and politics and inflation, and there's been increased anxiety and stress, and we're doing all we can to help parents navigate through some of those things and do the best they can by their kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's also one of those professions that's kind of taken for granted a little bit, right? You don't get the big bucks for being a parent, right?
Right.
A lot of the times you're doing it for free.
Yeah, somebody forgot to tell you something, I think. Yeah, it's the hardest job, but the most rewarding job.
It's rewarding in so many other ways, right? Yeah. Not financially, but it costs you a lot of money. But, but it actually is rewarding in ways you didn't imagine, right? Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes parents, caregivers grow as much as the kids do. We all learn from each other.
Right. Yeah, I know. You've learned that you can't be that rigid. You have to be a little more flexible.
Yes, definitely patience.
Yes, and patience, right?
Yeah.
And I, when people get divorced, there is a mandatory class that they have to take. Yeah. You guys put that class together.
We do. Right? It's a 4-hour class, always mm-hmm. taught by a male and a female, and it's just helping adults understand the best way to navigate kids through that transition of living separately from one or both parents. Mm-hmm. We're also offering a similar class on the impact of domestic violence on children, again, to help children navigate through. And we have started during COVID, we saw the suicide rates go up pretty drastically for youth and adults. And we work closely with our community and developed a program called QPR. And it's like CPR, but addressing suicide prevention. We provide twice monthly a free class anybody can virtually log into and take to help them prevent suicide and save a life.
Wow, twice a month?
Free.
Nice.
It's only a one-time class, about 90 minutes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. And they can find those classes just on your website at familyess.org, and there's like a list of all the classes, and like you said, some of them are free.
Yes.
But if you can't pay for any of the ones that aren't free, then you'll work something out. You'll work with the parents. Okay, that's awesome.
Yep. Our goal is to help families, and we can't do that if we're putting up barriers. So, mm-hmm. yeah, absolutely. We have a sliding fee scale, and fee shouldn't be in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And Parental Compass is always free, the podcast.
The podcast is free. Coming to visit us is free. Visiting our library, and if you need resources. We have a great fatherhood program, really proud of that. We're the only ones providing ongoing support for dads, and I think sometimes they get overlooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Dynamic Dads in there, was one of the classes.
Dynamic Dads, and we have a class for men who are parenting in recovery, and we have co-ed parenting classes. We just want to provide a forum where you can find the best place for you, whatever your situation is. And when we first started the dad's class, I wasn't sure that we needed it. And I talked to a dad, said, would it make a difference to you if it was just men in the room? And he said, when I went to pick up my daughter from childcare yesterday, the teacher told me I needed to talk to my wife about taking her to the doctor because she might have an ear infection. He said, well, I'm a parent. I can take her to the doctor. Why do I have to consult, And he talked about being discounted and how sometimes men feel discounted in their role. And men bring a lot to the table. Co-parenting, even same gender parenting, two people bring a lot different skills to the table, priorities. And anytime you can get support on finding balance, it's great. I think it's great.
Was there another fundraiser that you had in the spring? We didn't talk necessarily about the pinwheels, and that was about domestic violence.
We started with a luncheon for hope, a Seeds of Hope luncheon in the end of March, and that kicked off our Pinwheels for Hope that we do in the month of April. It's Child Abuse Prevention Month, so it's an awareness type of activity. We have pinwheels throughout the community. We had sponsors for that. Businesses picked that up as well, and that helped with some funding for some of the programs that we offer to individuals as well. So we are planning on doing that again next spring. To have we did a soup luncheon this year. I'm assuming we'll probably do a soup luncheon again. It turned out we had great response for it, and SPSCC Lacey campus provided the facility for us, and it was great.
And so that was the Seeds of Hope event. It was the soup luncheon.
Yeah.
And then the pinwheels are throughout the month of April for Childhood Abuse Awareness Month, right? And so if you've seen those where the Capitol campus is filled with little blue pinwheels, aren't they blue? Is that
They are.
And they're all over the campus. That's what that is. It's
Correct.
It's you guys raising awareness for. Excellent. So thank you for doing that every year. And it's not just at the Capitol campus. Sometimes you'll see those pinwheels all over the community, right? You have different sponsors.
We have different sponsors and many partners. So for example, the health department has a great home visitation program, and I know they planted 1,000 pinwheels in front of their building as well. And OB Credit Union and Harborstone and a few other banks planted them too. So you should see them all over the community during the month of April.
Excellent. Okay. All right. Now, there are some other court-mandated classes that you guys handle, right? Sometimes if parents get into trouble with the law or they have a problem with substance abuse or if there's been some neglect or abuse, there will be some required work that the parent has to do. Can you talk a little bit about some of those classes that you offer through the courts that are mandated?
You bet. So we go into the jails and provide a fatherhood and a motherhood class, so it's separately for both genders. And we go into inpatient and outpatient treatment programs and also provide gender-specific parenting and recovery classes. And then within our organization, we have virtual trainings. One of them is in Spanish. It's called Guiding Good Choices. It started on Saturday. We're at Centralia Middle School and Tenino Middle School Elementary, providing 2 other Guiding Good Choices classes right now. And then we have, and those are for any parent, not just for parents who are in trouble in any way. It's just, I'm a parent and I could use some more classes. We also do have parenting recovery just for women and just for men. And we have regular parenting classes called Parenting and Family Values and Strengthening Families. And we're going to be launching soon one called Parenting the Second Time Around, which is for relative and foster parents.
Okay. All right. So, we may be coming close to the end of the show here. I just wanted to go to each of you and go over any last thoughts, anything we didn't get a chance to talk about. So let's start with you, Roger. Is there anything else that you wanted to bring up today that we didn't get a chance to talk about?
Well, I just thank you to the community and the businesses that support us, that come out and take advantage of our sponsorships and people that just donate to us as well. We have a lot of good contributors that help us. And just to say, hey, I want to support the agency for the good work you do for helping families, to strengthen families, which strengthens our communities. So a big thank you to individuals, businesses, and the sponsors that step up and do so much for us to help us to be successful and to grow and to serve more kids and families.
Now, when you mention donors, how can people donate to you, and what are good ways to do that? Probably just through your website?
Yeah, we have a button, of course, on our website that people can donate, or they can participate in one of our events and have a little more fun that way. But yeah, people can just go to our website and donate, and that's a great way of helping us to help us on a one-time or a monthly basis or whatever they feel comfortable. We'd love to have their support to be able to offer the programs that we do to continue to grow.
It sounds like there's that option, but then there's also the option of sponsoring a particular program, like the Seeds of Hope event, right? Or the Little Red Schoolhouse. We haven't talked about the Little Red Schoolhouse project, right? So, do you want to tell us a little bit about the Little Red Schoolhouse project before we?
Yes, of course. Our agency serves as a fiscal agent for 3 other nonprofits, the Thurston Early Childhood Coalition, Lewis Early Childhood Coalition, and Little Red Schoolhouse. And Little Red Schoolhouse is a group of volunteers who come together every year to make sure all kids have all their school supplies necessary for the year in Thurston County. And so they gather these supplies through donation and through fundraisers they've been holding through the year. They buy what they don't have, and then since COVID, they've been distributing it directly to each of the school districts. The other thing we're always looking for is diapers. We go through them really quickly. We work closely with Lance at Dry Tykes Wet Wipes, and we're working together to try to make sure that diapers are always available. We had a grandparent come in one time with a child wrapped in a paper towel. They just didn't have any diapers, so we don't ever want to see that happen again. Diapers should be essential. So now we deliver items to Tumwater School District, Olympia School District, North Thurston, each of the 8 school districts around us.
How do parents out there know where to go for that Little Red Schoolhouse project? Are they notified by the school district?
They should be, but they could also go to our website and they'll find the Little Red Schoolhouse emblem, and they can also go to their district and just say, hey, I need some school supplies this year. And they should
and that
be okay.
happens before school starts,
Yep,
right?
Usually August.
Yeah. At the end of August, probably? Okay.
Around August 17th, we're doing that.
Okay. All right, so they can check on your website to find out where to go for their child and get a backpack, get a coat, underwear, socks, right? All those kind of things are available.
Yep, we try to list on our website any new happening that's great for families in the community. We're often doing community events. I know Roger just spent a lot of time at a fishing event that the Rotaries were doing. We do vaccinations and provide health and wellness fairs. So we're out there almost every weekend doing something. I know the Relay for Life is coming up. We're going to be there. Harbor Days, we're going to be there. We have a bike that makes a smoothie. You ride the bike and it fires up a blender, makes a smoothie. We'll have a smoothie bike.
Fun. And then they get to drink the smoothie afterwards, I would imagine.
Right. You get some exercise. Yeah.
Get some exercise and then burn the calories and then put them back in.
Yeah, they're pretty healthy, so come see us at Harbor Days.
It's not empty calories, it's good calories, right? That sounds fun, Harbor Days, okay. Well, anything else that we didn't talk about, Shelley? Because now it's your turn to...
I think it takes all of us to prevent child abuse. You know, we all can have a bad day, and if you see someone in the store having a bad day with a kid, I would encourage you to do all you can to make it a better day for all of us, better community for all of us. And like Roger, I just would say thank you. Thanks for supporting us.
All right. Well, thank you for all you do.
Thanks.
And thanks for being on Mission Nonprofit.
It's an honor. Thank you.
That's all we have for you today. To find out more about family education and support services, go to their website at familyess.org. You can also find them on Facebook at familyess.org or on Instagram and Twitter at familyess. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Support for Mission Nonprofit is provided by Thurston Talk.
This program is provided in the public interest by Thurston Community Media. More information at tcmedia.org.